already to Unit 9. The reason you're making such good progress is you're practicing every day. Let's start with a quick review of Unit 8. We learned two small but very important words. Do you remember them? A and an. We use a in front of a consonant sound. We use an in front of a vowel sound. Let's see if you remember. What's this? You probably said it's an egg, and you use the word an because egg starts with a vowel sound. Try another one. What's this? You probably said it's a banana, and you used a in front of banana because it starts with a b sound, a consonant sound. We also practiced using some and any. Do you remember that? You can use some or any in a question, but when the answer is a yes answer, we use the word some. When we have a no answer, we use the word any. Let's practice. Ask if I need help. Use some or any. You probably said, do you need some help? Maybe you said, do you need any help? I don't need any help right now. Let's have another question. When I bake a cake, do I need eggs? You probably said, yes, you need some eggs, because the answer is yes. When I bake a cake, do I need some soap? You probably said, no, you don't need any soap, because we use any with a no answer. When I wash dishes, do I need soap? You probably said, yes, you need some soap. Congratulations, you're doing a wonderful job. Today we're going to learn colors and use them when we talk about real objects. Watch the screen for a color and then answer questions. Ismael, do you want to try the first one for us? What color do you see on the screen?
It's blue.
Great. It's blue, like the cover of this book. Jesus, what color is this?
It's yellow.
It's yellow, like this banana. Do you remember the minimal pairs we practiced earlier? We did yellow versus jello. The color is yellow. The banana is yellow. Now it's your turn. What color do you see on the screen? You probably said green, and you're right. Green, like the color of this leaf. Now what color do you see? You probably said red, and you're right. Red, like the color of this notebook. Now what color is on the screen? You probably said black, and you're right again. Black like this binder. How about this next color? What color do you see on the screen? You probably said white. White like this piece of paper. Let's look at the next color. You probably said pink. Pink like the sweatshirt here. Now what color do you see on the screen? You probably said orange. Orange like the color of this dish. Look at the next color. What color do you see on the screen? You probably said brown, like this candy bar. This delicious chocolate candy bar. Now for the last color. What color do you see on the screen? You probably said purple. Purple is the color of this marker. Good work. Keep practicing those colors. You see them all around you every day. Now let's watch and listen while people use color words in everyday conversation.
What are the colors of the U.S. flag?
They are red, white, and blue.
Do you want some bananas?
No, they're too green. I want some yellow ones. I need some roses. We have red, white, yellow, and pink. What color would you like? I'll take 2 red ones, 1 white one, 3 yellow ones, and 5 pink ones. I'm looking for a pair of pants.
We've got brown, blue, green, and black ones. What color do you want?
The black ones look good. I'll look for my size, thanks. Could you please hand me that book?
Which one? The green one or the orange one?
Now we're going to practice something you will use all the time. Every day we compare things and people. We say John is taller than Dan. We say this car is more expensive than that car. We have some rules to help you compare things correctly. Let's learn those rules one by one. First rule, we add ER or EST to words that tell us about people, objects, or situations. I'll show you how these words help us compare those things. Here's the word cold. If something is more cold, it's colder. The ER goes on the end of cold. If it's very, very cold, it might be the coldest. And here's how we use them. Kathleen, you and Anna, will you please help me demonstrate how we use this? I'll say something about winter in Utah. I'm going to use this word. Then Kathleen, you compare what I say to winter in Canada. Use this word. And Anna, you finish off by comparing Utah and Canada to Alaska and use this word. Are you ready? Winter in Utah is cold. Kathleen?
Winter in Canada is colder.
Excellent. Winter in Canada is colder. Your turn, Anna.
Winter in Alaska is the coldest.
Good job. Winter in Alaska is the coldest. Now it's your turn. Look at the video on the screen and help me compare some people. Are you ready? Carlos is young. Tell me about Joaquin. You probably said Joaquin is younger. Ask me who's the youngest. You probably said, who's the youngest? Now tell me the answer. You probably said, Jose is the youngest. I have a rule for you about comparing when a word ends in Y. This word is heavy. When I want to use the word heavier and add ER to it, I change the Y to an I and add ER. I do the same thing with heaviest. Change the Y to an I and add EST. Now watch the screen. This bag is heavy. What can you tell me about this bag? You probably said this bag is heavier. Now tell me about this last bag. You probably said this bag is the heaviest. There is another way that we compare items without adding ER or EST. With words that have more than 2 syllables, we add some words to that. More and most. Do you remember what syllables are? Parts of words. Listen while I say this word. Expensive. Can you hear the different parts in expensive? Expensive has 3 syllables. Instead of saying expensiver, we add the word more to that. More expensive. And the most expensive. Watch the screen. This blue car is expensive. What can you say about the white car? You probably said the white car is more expensive. Now tell me about this black car. You probably said the black car is the most expensive. Some adjectives, words that tell about things or people, are irregular. They really change when you start comparing. This word is good. If something is more than good, we call it better. And if it's really good, we call it the best. Good, better, the best. This is a good way to travel across country. Now on the screen you see a better way to travel. What can you tell me about the picture on the screen now? You probably said, this is the best way to travel across country. Let's look at some other adjectives over here on the chart. As I read across this chart, you follow along and repeat after me. Are you ready? Big, bigger, the biggest. Cheap, not expensive this time. Cheap, cheaper, the cheapest. Far, something's not near to you. Far, far, farther, the farthest. Old, older, the oldest. Tall, taller, the tallest. Small, smaller, the smallest. Close, something very near to you now. Close, closer, the closest. Early, like early in the morning. Early, earlier, the earliest. Easy, something is easy. It's not hard for you. Easy, easier, the easiest. Let's look at some more. Busy, busier, the busiest. Notice how the Y changed to an I before we added ER and EST to it. Fast, faster, the fastest. Hot, hotter, the hottest. Hard, harder, the hardest. Slow, not fast this time. Slow, slower, the slowest. High, like a mountain is high. High, higher, the highest. Heavy, heavier, the heaviest. Fat, fatter, the fattest. Young, younger, the youngest. There's one more chart. These are the ones that are different than just adding ER or EST. First ones add more and most because they have more than 2 syllables. Are you ready? Repeat after me. Expensive, more expensive, the most expensive. This one costs a lot. It's the most expensive. Comfortable, more comfortable, the most comfortable. Beautiful, more beautiful, the most beautiful. This is delicious, like that candy bar. Delicious, more delicious, the most delicious. And this word is important. More important, the most important. Now we have 3 irregular adjectives. This one is good. If something is better than good, we say better. And the best. The opposite way, bad. Worse, the worst. Little, less, and the least. Good. Now we've learned some words that compare things. Let's use them. Watch the video for cues, and I'll give you the words that will help you. Are you ready? This coat is good, isn't it? Anna, what about this other coat? Use the word better.
This coat is better than that one.
Good. This coat is better than that one. Compares the two coats, doesn't it? Now it's your turn. Tell me about this coat. Use best. You probably said this coat is the best. The is used when we're making that final comparison. It's the best. Watch the screen. This shirt is big, isn't it? Now it's your turn. Tell me about this other shirt on the screen now. Use bigger. You probably said this shirt is bigger. All right, how about this one? Use the biggest. You probably said this shirt is the biggest. Now watch the screen and listen to the music. This music is loud, isn't it? What can you tell me about the music now? You probably said, this music is louder. Now tell me about the music you hear now. You probably said, this music is the loudest. Look at the picture of the house on your screen. The house is big, isn't it? This house is bigger. What can you tell me about this house? You probably said, this house is the biggest. Good job. Let's keep working on this for a few more minutes. Look at the person on the screen. The person you see is young. Tell me about this person. You probably said, this person is younger. Now tell me about the person on the screen now. You probably said, this person is the youngest. Let's go in the opposite direction. The person you see on your screen now is old. What about this person? You probably said, this person is older. Make one more sentence about the person you see on your screen now. You probably said, this person is the oldest. A few more pictures on the screen. Which person is taller, 1 or 2? You probably said, 2 is taller. Good. Now which is the tallest? 1, 2, or 3? You probably said 1 is the tallest. You see an alarm clock on your screen. Juan gets up early. Look at Ramon's alarm clock now. Tell me about when Ramon gets up. Use the word earlier. You probably said Ramon gets up earlier than Juan, or Ramon gets up earlier. Now look at Teresa's alarm. Tell me about when she gets up. Use the earliest. You probably said Teresa gets up the earliest. This math problem is easy, isn't it? How about this one? Change easy to compare the two problems. You probably said this one is easier. All right, how about this one? You probably said this one is the easiest. Now let's look at some streets. This street is busy, isn't it? Tell me about this other street. You probably said This one is busier. Now let's look at another street. Tell me about it. You probably said, this one is the busiest street. Now let's try something new. I'm going to act out some adjectives, and you help me make some sentences about those adjectives. Are you ready? You have to use your imagination and pretend. Are you ready? This ball is small. What can you tell me about this ball? You probably said this ball is smaller. Now what can you tell me about this ball? You probably said this ball is the smallest. John is tall. What can you tell me about Bob? You probably said Bob is taller. Ah, here comes Jack. What can you tell me about Jack? You probably said Jack is the tallest. Here's Mary. Mary is short, isn't she? What can you say about Jill? You probably said Jill is shorter. Now here comes little Susan. What can you tell me about Susan? You probably said Susan is the shortest. Good job. Let's talk about boxes. This box is big. What can you tell me about this box? You probably said this box is bigger. Now, tell me a sentence about this box. You probably said this box is the biggest. Let's try one last one. Ready? These weights are heavy. What about these weights? You probably said these weights are heavier. Now how about these weights? You probably said these weights are the heaviest. Good job. Let's go on. Let's practice two useful words. The first one is very. The second one is too. This story is very short. That means we have time to read it because it's short. But if I say this story is too short, it means we need another one that's longer than that story. If I say this movie is very long, maybe we can watch it tonight. We'll make popcorn and enjoy a long movie. But if I say this movie is too long, then we don't have enough time to watch it. Or maybe we're not interested enough to watch it for such a long time. It's too long. I can say this shirt is very big. I'm looking for a big shirt, and if this shirt is very big, maybe it'll fit me. If I say this shirt is too big, it means it doesn't fit me. It's too big. This box is very heavy. Hey, maybe there's some treasures in this box. It's full of wonderful things. But if I say this box is too heavy, it means that I can't lift it. It's too heavy. I'm not able to lift it up. It's incorrect to say the bank is too close when you really mean the bank is very close. If you say it's too close, you're telling people that they should have built it farther away from where you are. You should use the sentence, the bank is very close. A coat can be very expensive, and you may still decide to buy it. But if it's too expensive, it means you can't afford it or you don't want to buy it. It's too expensive. Let's use the words too many to talk about a situation. Look at the video and tell me about the people in the car. Use the phrase too many. You probably said there are too many people in the car. It's really crowded in there. Now tell me about the children on the chair. You probably said there are too many children on the chair. Can you tell me about the pens in his pocket? You probably said there are too many pens in his pocket. How about the things on the desk? You probably said there are too many things on the desk. When you talk about things you can't count, you use the words how much instead of how many. Look at the screen. There's too much sugar in the cup. Tell me about the juice in the glass. You probably said there's too much juice in the glass. Now give me a sentence about the work he has. You probably said he has too much work. You can give suggestions or warnings to your friends using to. I'll say a phrase and you use the words to give a suggestion. Ismail, help us. Give a suggestion with the words drive fast. Put the word to in there.
Don't drive too fast.
Good. He said don't because it's not a good idea to drive too fast. Don't drive too fast. Now it's your turn. Follow that same pattern with walk fast. You probably said don't walk too fast. How about stay up late? You probably said don't stay up too late. Now give me a sentence for write sloppy. You probably said don't write too sloppy. Last one to practice. Use the words call late and give a suggestion. You probably said don't call too late. The word to is very useful. You can use it to mean also. For example, I have a new bike. Jesus has a new bike too. Ismael has a new bike also. I can use to or also. They mean the same thing. We all have new bikes. Now it's your turn to practice to and also. I'll say a sentence and you tell me that you're like me. Use to or also in your sentence. Here we go. I drive an American car. You probably said, I drive an American car too. Or I drive an American car also. Another sentence. I go to work early. You probably said, I go to work early too. Or I go to work early also. I like orange juice. You probably said, I like orange juice too. Try another sentence. I exercise every day. You probably said, I exercise every day too. Or I exercise every day also. I drive to work. You probably said, I drive to work too. Let's try another one. I'm married. You probably said, I'm married too. Another one. I like pineapple. You probably said, I like pineapple too. What happens if you find that you're just like someone else with a negative sentence? You can't use to. You have to use the word either. Here's a sentence. I don't like yogurt. If you find out that you're like me, you have to use the sentence, I don't like yogurt either. Help me with sentences again. This time we'll use the word either. Are you ready? I don't drive an American car. You probably said, I don't drive an American car either. I don't go to work early. You probably said, I don't go to work early either. How about this sentence? I don't like orange juice. You probably said, I don't like orange juice either. How about, I don't exercise every day. You probably said, I don't exercise every day either. I don't drive to work. You probably said, I don't drive to work either. How about, I'm not married? You probably said, I'm not married either. Last one, I don't like pineapple. You probably said, I don't like pineapple either. Are you ready to do some reading? The sound we're going to read first today is the A sound with R following it. Air. Let's go over to the chart. I'll read the word first and you follow me. Ready? Care. Fair. Share. Air. Pair. Stare. Now let's read it again. Watch and listen carefully and repeat the words after me. Ready? Care. Fair. Share. Air. Pair. Stare. Excellent reading. Let's go to another chart and read the I sound. Here we go. Like. Bike. Hike. Bite. Right. Ride. Side. Nice. Rice. Guide. File. Fire. Mile. While. Dime. Lime. Time. Fine. Line. Nine. Wine. Five. Sign. Wife. Life. Wise. Kind. Find. Mild. Tight. Night. Fight. Light. Might. Right. Sight. Good. You're doing a wonderful job. Let's read them again. Repeat after me. Here we go. Like. Bike. Hike. Bite. Right. Ride. Side. Nice. Rice. Guide. File. Fire. Mile. While. Dime. Lime. Time. Fine. Line. Nine. Wine. Five. Sign. Wife. Life. Wise. Kind. Find. Mild. Tight. Night. Fight. Light. Might. Right. Sight. Just keep practicing. You're getting better and better every day. Now how about practicing some dictation? You'll see the familiar lines on the page. Get ready to write. Are you ready? The first one is the word pair. Write pair, a pair of shoes. Did you spell pear? P-A-I-R? Good job. Now write like. I like learning English. Like. You should have written L-I-K-E. Like. Now write the word right. Right. You probably spelled it W-R-I-T-E. Right. Good. Next word is rice. Rice. Did you spell it R-I-C-E? Good. Now write the word fire. Fire. You probably spelled it F-I-R-E. Fire. Good. Number 6. Write time in your workbook. Time. Time is spelled T-I-M-E. Good. Keep working at it. Here we go. 5. Write the word 5 in your workbook. You probably wrote F-I-V-E. 5. The next word is find. Write find in your workbook. You probably wrote F-I-N-D. Find. Good. Another one, light. Write the word light in the workbook. Good. It's a tricky one. L-I-G-H-T. Light. But if you can write light, the last word should be easy. Write the word might. I'll bet you wrote M-I-G-H-T. Might. As you practice, the writing gets easier and easier. Now let's practice pronouncing some sounds that might be giving you some trouble. Over here we have the word thick. Look at my tongue. Thick. Now you say thick. Good. Over here is the word sick. Can you see the difference? Sick. Pronounce these sounds with me. S. Now the words. Thick. Sick. It's your turn. Thick. Excellent. Sick. Let's try another pair. Over here we have thing. And here is sing. Thing. Repeat it. Sing. It's your turn. Thing. Sing. Good. The word over here is think. You say think. Good. Now say sink. Think. Sink. It's your turn. Think. Good job. Sink. Good remembering. Another pair. Thank. Sank. Thank. Sank. What is this word? Sank. How about over here? Thank. Did you remember to stick your tongue out? Thank. Good. Another pair. Over here is the word thought. You say thought. Good. And this is sought. Thought. Sought. It's your turn now. Thought. Sought. Good. Last one. This is path. It has the sound at the end. Path. And over here is pass. You say the words. Path. pass. Again, path, pass. Keep practicing those sounds. It'll get easier and easier as you do that. Are you ready to do some reading? We've got a story over here that's wonderful. Let's go. I'll read it through first and you follow along. When Irene goes shopping for shoes, she doesn't like to take her mother and sister along with her. When she sees a pair of shoes she likes, her sister always shows her another pair she thinks is better. Her mother always finds a pair that she thinks is the best. The shoes that her sister and her mother choose are always more expensive than Irene can afford or buy. That's why she thinks it's better to shop alone. Now let's do it one sentence at a time. When Irene goes shopping for shoes, she doesn't like to take her mother and sister along with her. When she sees a pair of shoes she likes, her sister always shows her another pair she thinks is better. Her mother always finds a pair that she thinks is the best. The shoes that her sister and her mother choose are always more expensive than Irene can afford or buy. That's why she thinks it's better to shop alone. Okay, now read the story from the screen along with me, and then we'll have some questions. When Irene goes shopping for shoes, she doesn't like to take her mother and sister along with her. When she sees a pair of shoes she likes, her sister always shows her another pair she thinks is better. Her mother always finds a pair that she thinks is the best. The shoes that her sister and her mother choose are always more expensive than Irene can afford or buy. That's why she thinks it's better to shop alone. Look at the first question. Does Irene like to go shopping with her mother and sister? You probably said, no, she doesn't. Number 2, why doesn't she like to go shopping for shoes with her mother? You probably said, her mother always finds a pair of shoes that she thinks is the best. Number 3, does Irene have a lot of money? You probably said, no, she doesn't. Now let's see what happens when somebody applies for a driver's license.
Can I help you?
Yes, I would like to get a driver's license.
May I see your ID?
Here's my Social Security card.
Please fill out this form in black ink.
Okay.
When you're finished, take it to the clerk at the cash register and pay your fee.
Thank you.
$15, please.
Here you go.
Please look into this machine
And read the top line.
CTOZFP.
Good. Do you wear contact lenses?
Yes, I do.
You should always wear them when you drive. Please take your application to the typist and pick up your test.
Here's my application, and I would like to take the test.